Welcome back to the Cave of Wonders, Dreamwalkers. I am your Sith Lord Callous for Lord Callous TV, and this is another Callous recap and review. Today I want to talk to you guys about The Mandalorian Season 2, Chapter 15, entitled The Believer. There is only one more episode remaining in this season, so let's talk about it. Rick Famuyiwa, and I'm sorry if I butcher that name, but he's back at the helm after directing Season 1's The Prisoner to give us another solid episode in Season 2. With Chapter 15, The Believer, it's full of world building and character development for Din Djarin and his partner in this episode, Mayfeld, played by Burr. This episode does a great job to pave the way for the finale, and what may be the final confrontation between Mando and Moff Gideon, also lining up some of what's to come in Season 3. Now at some point, whether it's during the finale or possibly Season 3, we have to revisit Bo-Katan and her quest to become Mandalore. With Boba Fett in the mix, this is going to be a big onion for which we have to peel back the layers. Both Din and Boba, through way of his father Jango, are foundlings, children of the Watch. But clearly Boba nor Jango subscribe to the strict no helmet removal rule that Mando is clinging to. But in the Heiress, through conversations with Bo-Katan, we can see that the seeds of doubt were planted. And finally in this episode we see that Din Djarin is willing to bend the rules for his attachment or devotion to Grogu. And while we did see him remove his helmet in Season 1 in front of IG-11 and then partially in front of Grogu this season as they sipped on their soup, it was nothing like we see here in a room full of Imperial officers. And Pedro did such a great job to embody the discomfort that Din Djarin would have inevitably felt in this moment. Creed is everything to the Mandos, and his willingness to go against that oath for the well-being of Grogu says a great deal of his fondness for the child. Now I hope this doesn't become a staple in the show for next season where Mando rarely dons his helmet. I doubt something like that would happen, as the helmet is truly the signature piece of a Mandalorian's armor, but I digress. And while we watch Mando grow in leaps and bounds on screen, this episode also did well to showcase the growth of Bill Burr's character Mayfeld, and I truly hope we get to see more of him in the coming seasons, maybe even across a few of the other series that were just recently announced. Burr, like Dave Chappelle and Ricky Gervais, is one of the funnier comedians willing to speak out against this cancel culture that has weaseled its way into society. Now, after being freed from a New Republic A New Republic prison by Marshal Cara Dune, Mayfeld has a chance to redeem himself as a former Imperial sharpshooter. And without giving too much away, I thought Burr did well to showcase the PTSD he's dealing with after coming face to face with his remorseless commanding officer. And while I wish we could have spent a little more time with the Imperials to fully get a sense of their objectives and what they're fighting for, I still felt like there were human beings behind those helmets and underneath that armor. Especially as the troopers were cheering when Mayfeld and Mando survived the pirate attacks to bring in that Rhydonium safely, believing the two to be their own. It's kind of a tough pill to swallow though, because while we're cheering for Mando to be successful in his mission, we forget that the pirates that he's battling are really the good guys. They're the rebels. And once again we have more lore connections as they reference Operation Cinder from Star Wars Battlefront 2 and the Shattered Empire comics. Now if you haven't read the comics or played the game, Cinder was the contingency plan that Emperor Palpatine left behind, meant to rebuild the Empire in secret. Now overall, I thought this was a solid contribution to the series. I have to admit, at the end, after seeing Mayfeld's sharpshooting skills, I did think that they were going to ask him to join them in their fight against Gideon, or maybe even have him join the New Republic as a sniper. But like I said, there is still a chance that we could see him in one of the new spin-offs planned for the future. I loved seeing Fett'S Armor with that matte finish. It looked clean. And then the callback to Attack of the Clones when he and his father used the seismic charges against Obi-Wan on their way to Geonosis. That was also pretty cool. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you miss Grogu this episode? Do you think Mando will be more comfortable taking off his helmet going forward? Will this be the last episode that we see Gideon for this season? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more Star Wars content. Hit that like button because it really helps to get my videos recommended. And if you're so inclined, we have memberships available, which really helps to support me and how I can bring you some great Star Wars content. I would like to thank my newest channel member, Keaton Haas. Welcome to the Dreamwalkers. Thank you to John Matrix, Rhodes Rance Biggles Metz, and Callisto Arcus. I appreciate all of your support. Remember, you can also watch me in the Nerdvengers Tower in the archives, where I deliver Star Wars lore and legends. Hey, listen, I do what I love. I hope you love what I do. This has been a Callous Recap and Review. Until next time.